A definition of self-esteem, my video edition. Or a true self-esteem guide. A lot has been written and said about self-esteem over the years. The definition of self-esteem, low self-esteem symptoms, and even how to improve self-esteem, including self-esteem building activities. Those words are key words to get people to visit the site. Much of which has not been really helpful, to be honest. So, self-esteem, the facts. Fact is, sometimes you have low self-esteem symptoms, and sometimes you don't. Whoever you are. Fact is, the more you realize that you are okay, that you are not broken, no matter what you or others say to the contrary, and the more you understand the inside-out nature of your experience, the less likely you will take your low self-esteem symptoms seriously. Fact is, the definition of self-esteem is a simple one. You being okay, being yourself. So, let's let go of the symptoms, the fear and the uncertainty, the feelings of loneliness, being hindered by perfectionism, letting fear rule your life, believing that the world is a bad place, being highly skeptical and overcritical. And let's ignore so-called self-esteem building activities, other than for you to deeply know and feel that you are okay, as is. And let's take a look at the true you that I'm going to talk about in this video, in what I'm calling my true self-esteem guide. Yes, I want to speak to who you really are now, rather than who you can be on a bad day when you're taking your thinking seriously or you're in a low mood. Is that okay? Will you let me do that? If only just for a moment. Thanks. My self-esteem guide to you. Be okay being yourself. Number 1. You are not your habits. The self-help gurus would have you believe that your salvation lies in improving your habits, improving your thinking, and being with others doing the same. Addressing the symptoms of your dis-ease like this can be beneficial, absolutely. But it's much better to address the source of the dis-ease. A simple misunderstanding of how human beings create their own reality. Once you understand the inside-out nature of the human experience, you naturally start being so much more gentle with yourself, which is a good thing. And your habits become wiser, healthier, more in tune with who you are. Naturally so. Number 2, you are not your body. Now, maybe what you feel about yourself depends on what your body is looking like, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe your body looks like society says it should, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you truly love the gift of your body, or maybe you downright hate it. Whatever you think about your body, you're still not your body. You are not the thoughts you have about your body either. I'll speak about that in number 5. Number 3, you are not what has happened to you. Other than to say the past and future simply does not exist, I don't really know right now how to point out this truth of you. Let me rely instead on the somewhat repetitious words of one Carl Gustav Jung. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And choosing to become, or choosing to think about the past or the future, is a choice we get to make anew every single moment of our lives. Number 4. You are not the voice in your head. The little voice in my head is now telling me that I can't use another quote here to explain myself, as I may come across as not knowing what I'm talking about. Hey ho. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one that listens. Unknown. Keep reading for what this keep listening for what this means about you. Number 5. Excuse me. You are not the thoughts you have. I think I can say with certainty these 3 things about you. 1. You think. 2. You often think the same thoughts over and over again. And 3. Sometimes you have no idea where that last thought came from. Truth is, we human beings are thinking creatures. Thoughts seem to flow through us almost river-like. The less we can identify or resist the thoughts that flow through us, the better. Symptom: not taking yourself or your thinking seriously. You are not the thoughts you have. You are the one that is listening to them. Number 6. You are not the mistakes you make. If you are a human being, then, by definition, you make mistakes, and you will continue to make mistakes. Phew. Thank goodness for that then, eh? By all means, learn from your mistakes. You could even attempt to make few mistakes. Well, you could. But much better to realise that making mistakes is part of the game of being human. Please excuse the noise. That is all. It is most certainly not something to use to define who you are. I know you know this. I know this. And I know we all need reminding of this sometimes. Number 7. You are not in control. Let me just say that a bit louder. You are not in control. You are not in control, it's true. You are not in control of what people think of you. You are not in control of what you think of you. And you most certainly have little to no control of what's coming next. Yes, you can exert some level of influence over proceedings, over your thinking, but the sooner you let go of wanting to control, the better it is for you and anyone that knows you. I promise. Number 8, the last one. There is more to you than meets the eyes. Fact is, you really are quite a remarkable person. And I'm not just saying that to flatter you either. You're really quite amazing. Especially when you let go of trying to fix your symptoms of low self-esteem and you start to enjoy being yourself more. Examples. You notice yourself, your good moods and your bad moods. You think surprising thoughts sometimes. You get inspiration, often from nowhere. And despite the whole world, and you, marvelling at the Emperor's new clothes most of the time, part of you can see his nakedness. Metaphor. Part of you can see the inside nature of the human experience, despite the all-pervading outside-in paradigm. Bit of a mouthful. You are truly remarkable. A pleasure knowing you. Do come again. Thank you for listening to my definition of self-esteem. The end. Or is it?